Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Moving Markets Podcast. It is Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. As I am recording this, there's about an hour and 10 minutes left in the trading day. So just 12:50 p.m. my time here in Mountain Standard Time. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I'm very pleased, but very surprised with what is going on right now. And I genuinely hope that it lasts until the closing bell. I always get a little bit worried when things are going in a way that I would not have expected, or not just that I don't expect it, but when things are doing something that seems contrary to what is going on that I think should be driving markets. I mean, I titled the podcast Moving Markets because I like to give an explanation of what is it that's moving the markets? Why are things doing what they're doing? And I'll be brutally honest with you today. I don't know. You can see here that the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 288, the S&P up 52, and the Nasdaq up 267. Now, even with these where they're at, what we saw go on Monday and Tuesday, it's not like we're suddenly everything is back that we gave up the last couple of days, and especially what we gave up for this past week. But we've said over and over again, we have these little short duration, short-lived pullbacks in an otherwise very, very somewhat steady bullish market. I mean, these seem to be bumps in the road. And I guess maybe my little bit of surprise is I thought with what's going on in the political landscape that you would see a little bit longer, a little bit deeper sell-off than what we've had. That's kind of the part of it that surprises me. Not just that we're up a little bit today, but that, and today could be one day in one contrary day in a continued sell-off day. We could continue to have a trend that looks like this for another few days to a week in spite of an update today. But at least for right now, we'll take it and we'll be happy about it. The Nasdaq is having an especially good day, but the couple days that the Nasdaq were down, the Nasdaq was down in the last week. It was really down a lot. So, but you look at the 5-day moving average, it's pretty flat. You look at the 20-day moving average, it's still on an upward incline. And the Nasdaq never crossed over technically. I think the Dow did. No, even the Dow and the S&P, nothing crossed over technically. And honestly, if tomorrow we build on this momentum a little bit, nothing's going to cross over technically. We'll continue to move up, and things will continue to be good. The news driving things. I think the markets are being driven today more on the reverse. We always talk about buy the rumor, sell the news, where there's a lot of hype of what's going, what's anticipated, what's coming up, what expectations are. People buy into that, and when the news actually comes and it's kind of in line with what the expectation was, then there's kind of this collective, sigh of relief. Okay, this happened the way I thought, and then the people kind of let it go, and things sell off a little bit. And that's what the whole buy the rumor, sell the news thing is. I think we've got the opposite of that going on today. I think there was a little bit of sell the rumor going into election day yesterday in some of these governor races, the mayor of New York City. And I think now that is done and passed, I think there's a little bit of I think it was the reverse. I think it was sell the rumor, buy the news, and just having it happen in reverse. I think now that those elections are done and the outcomes are what they are, everyone's like, okay, it's kind of what we expected to happen. I mean, maybe the only surprise last night, and I know these are local races. There wasn't anything national on the, we weren't going to the elections for anything national or going to the polls for anything national. But I think the one that was surprising was the New Jersey race. And I don't know if Citarelli, however you say it, I don't know if he ever really had a chance, but I think it just wasn't nearly as close as people thought. I was hopeful he would win. I thought he had a chance. I think a lot of people thought he had a chance. But I don't think anyone was decisively saying, oh, he's got all the momentum, he's going to win. But it ended up being like an 11, 12, 13-point margin. It's just, which just shocks me. Virginia happened just about the way people expected. Maybe they thought that the sitting attorney general there would win re-election, and it wouldn't be this guy, Jay Jones, who is a disgusting, horrible human being, an absolutely deplorable human being for the comments he made that, in my opinion, he's never really truly apologized for, and not in any sincere way. But those two might have been a little bit of a surprise. I think everything else happened kind of the way people were expecting it to happen. Even though Glenn Youngkin was the governor of Virginia for the past 4 years, Virginia is not a red state. It's not even a purple state. Virginia is a very solidly blue state that Youngkin rode a wave of the transgender thing and the stuff going on in Loudoun and Fairfax counties with that whole issue, and people were disgusted with it, but people have short memories, and the Spanberger, the person who's now the governor of Virginia, boy, she's horrible. I mean, she's all in favor of transgenderism. She thinks it should be taught and pushed in schools. And I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to figure out. I scratch my head and figure out what are the people of Virginia thinking. So anyway, it is what it is. It's. I think the market is breathing a sigh of relief that it's over, and I think that's what's got things going on. This is interesting. Supreme Court justices appear skeptical that Trump tariffs are legal. I question the person who's writing this article. I haven't been watching the news really close today. It seems all the analysis that I've heard is that it's not going to be some kind of unanimous thing, but that Trump is probably going to win in a slim margin, a 5-4 type of a thing on him being able to use the emergency powers. I think the court is going to give him deference on using emergency powers. I think they might say some things that limits it a little bit. I don't think they're gonna take it away from him. So I may question a little bit the individual who's writing this article. I mean, most of the people at MSNBC or CNBC, not all of them, but most of the people at CNBC are pretty left-leaning. So this person, Dan Mangan, I know very little about him. I'm not making that accusation. Says he worked for the New York Post for a while, which is more right-leaning, but also ABC News, NPR. Those are Vanity Fair, Competition. These are incredibly liberal organizations. So it's hard for me to believe that this article is not a little more opinion. We'll see what happens. I'll wait for some more analysis on that. I don't know if that's really, it's a headline story right now. I don't know if that's really what is moving the markets right now. You would think if those powers were going to be taken away from Trump, the markets would be going down a little bit, because I think everyone's accepted the fact that he's able to use them the way they should be used, and they've been effective and they've been good. So anyway, we'll see how that all plays out. Our new trade on Amazon, it was down after yesterday's sell-off, still down a little bit today. Same with our NVIDIA trade, but they're both coming back a little bit today. And our SPY trade is actually doing quite well. We're up about 7.5% in that, down 5% respectively in NVIDIA and Amazon. But I'm not worried about either trade. I really am not. Amazon, I think, is one of the better long-term plays that we have in the market right now. So I think we're in really good shape on that. And on the collar side of things, the brand new trade that we put on Applied Digital, already in the profit a little bit. Applied Digital is up today. So we're looking good on that. APLD, keep typing that in wrong. They're having a decent day, up 6%, $1.91. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's a fantastic day, in fact. So and then SMCI on the triple play side of things. I'm out of SMCI. Our Robinhood trade doesn't expire until the end of next week, so we're waiting for the earnings on Robinhood. And then I will be doing some adjustments tonight after the market closes or tomorrow morning at the open for the trade on coin. Coin has come back quite a bit today, but I don't think it's going to come back enough in the next 2 days to get us in a profitable spot on that. So I think we're going to have to roll that out one more time. But it's having a great day today. So I'm gonna sit on my hands today, see how much it can rally in this last hour the market is open, and then we'll see what to do with it first thing tomorrow morning. So that is the official plan with coin. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up right there. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. I apologize there was no podcast yesterday. Just had some family stuff that came up and I never made it back to the computer. I should have sent something out on Discord, but by the time I even thought about doing that, it was kind of too late. So I'll be back on tomorrow and Friday for sure. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.